Hello, guys. Welcome back. It's a solo stream tonight. It's NBA recap, of course, presented by Unwrapped Sports and Hoops USC. And I'm the director of the basketball department for Unwrapped Sports. So I'm going to do a recap of Tuesday's games. I'm going to get on here and do a lot of recaps probably every night or X's and O's breakdowns and things like that. I usually have people with me, but tonight I might be solo. It won't be a long show, but I will be recapping the game. It's a good one here in Portland. Chicago's up 101 to 100 late in the fourth quarter, and it looks like they hit two of two free throws. Wendell Carter just hit both his free throws, so now they're up 102 to 100. I don't know how Chicago's in this game with the way Portland's shooting from three. But they haven't been able to finish at the rim much in this game. Covington for three. Nope, he's long. Rebound, Otto Porter Jr. Zach Levine is pushing the ball. The Bulls look okay. The defense guarding the three-point line hasn't been their strong suit. The perimeter defense is not very good, but they're in this game, and they just went up four with a jump shot there from Otto Porter Jr. Damian Lillard got a screen set on him. He fell to the ground, and Otto Porter Jr. was able to capitalize. So they're up four. Right now, the Bulls are with about 2 minutes left. Nurkic hasn't been able to finish at the rim all night long, and they just got the ball back. So Kobe White's bringing it up the floor. CJ McCollum is guarding him. Let's see. Nope. Rebound Dame. He saves it off to CJ. Here we go. Portland just cannot finish at the rim tonight. CJ for three. Nope. This is a bad time for them to go cold from three when they're down by four. Almost 2 minutes left in this game. Zach Levine guarded by Covington. Kobe White, mid-range jumper. Yes. Bulls up by 6. Portland was up double digits. They've been up the whole game. But in the fourth quarter, it seems like Chicago has found their groove on offense and gotten key stops on defense, and Portland's missing shots. Dame attacks. Oh, he calls it on the floor. Dame didn't put the ball back on the floor. That should be a continuation. Looks like Wendell Carter Jr. gets called for the foul. Boom. He doesn't put the ball back on the floor. So that should be continuation. Dame finishes with the left hand, but I think they're going to call it on the floor. I can't hear the sound. I hear what the commentators are saying, but I think it's a continuation. He didn't put the ball back down, but they're not going to give him the bucket. They're going to have a side out of bounds instead. Under 2 minutes left, Dame takes a pick from Nurkic. They've been working it all night, but Nurkic hasn't been able to finish. Neither has Dame. Want to shoot the three. Melo pump fakes for three. I think he wanted to create space for the three. Here we go. Dame draws a foul from three. Oh, no. Dame gets 3 shots, looks like. Dame is going to get 3 shots, guys. So if he hits all 3 of these, which Dame is a 9% free throw shooter, yeah, that's a bump. If you trail him on that three-point line, he knows how to get you into his space. And what I mean by that is he knows how to create his own space and shrink your space. That makes sense to you guys. Jack Boy, you're cool. Keep grinding. Thank you. Thank you, Jack Boy. I appreciate it. Dame hits the first. Dame hits the second. But they're very good at that. Three-point shooters are very, very good coming off those screens like that and getting you in their space while they're trying to create space. Because you got to create space to get that jump shot off. But Dame made Zach shrink his space. And Zach, in shrinking his space, Zach bumped into Dame while Dame was trying to create his own space. Sometimes they call it an offensive foul. But Dame hits all 3 free throws like I thought he would. It is now 106 to 103 with 137 left in the fourth quarter. Zach Levine uses the pick. Got Thaddeus Young on the perimeter against Nurkic. Good defense, Nurk. Now we rebound and let's go. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nurk and oh my. Robert Covington for 3. No, short. That's a good shot from Rocco. Dame split the defense on that possession. Really, that was nasty. But they collapsed on him, and he made the right pass there. It's going to be Zach Levine versus Derrick Jones Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. playing pretty good defense on Zach Levine. Looks like Terry Stotts put defense out there, that their starters out there too for the last possession or the last minute. Oh, no rebounding though. Jump. Call a foul or a jump. If they called a foul on that. Otto Porter Jr. with the rebound. Good tough rebound in traffic for Otto Porter Jr. There was no rebounding down there because Nurk got pulled away from the basket when Thaddeus Young shot that shot. Hornets to the NBA Finals. It's 2020. Well, it's 2021 now. It's stranger things have happened this year, let me tell you. So I can't discount that. Oh, that's a charge called on Thaddeus Young. Rocco stepping up with good defense there. So Rocco gets the charge. Yeah, he was there. He was outside the restricted circle. Good job, Rocco. LOL, let me dream. I'm going to let you dream, but I'm going to also say this. It is the 2020-2021 season, so anything is possible, okay? I'll let you have that. Anything is possible. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to make the playoffs. Just to give you an idea. Dame gets fouled there. He slips, and then he gets fouled. Very smart, clever move. Very smart, clever move there from Dame to create the foul. He goes to the free throw line and shoot two. Was it Garrett Temple playing defense? Yeah, that was smart. Garrett Temple could not stop his momentum. And Dame kept his dribble with that left hand, and Garrett Temple just fouled him. He didn't have a choice there. Let's see. Dame hits the first. 30.8 seconds left. Portland is down by 2. So Portland does not have to foul. Gary Trent comes off. Of course, Terry Stotts is doing offense for defense here with these substitutions. Dame hits the second. So Dame has hit 5 free throws in a row to get Portland within 1 with 30.8 seconds left. Now, where does Chicago go here? What does Billy Donovan do here? What does he draw up? He's either going to be something for either Kobe White or Otto Porter Jr. has been playing well tonight. Garrett Temple's hit some big shots tonight, or Zach Levine. Billy Donovan has options here. He has options here. I think personally he might go with Zach Levine or Kobe White because they're their Kobe White and Zach Levine are the two most consistent scorers that Billy Donovan has. So if I'm Billy Donovan, I either go Kobe White or Zach Levine. Make them choose. If not, you can offset that with Otto Porter Jr. He can create his own shot, but I would trust Zach Levine or Kobe White here getting their own shot. Terry Stotts is going to keep that same group on the floor and also have these matchups. So you probably put Rocco on Zach Levine. And maybe CJ on Kobe White. Derrick Jones Jr. will probably guard Otto Porter, I'm thinking. Let me see what these matchups look like. But that's what I would do. I would put Rocco on Zach Levine because that's the number one option that the Bulls have. And Rocco is your best perimeter defender. Actually, they got Derrick Jones Jr. on Levine. So Rocco, yep, they got CJ on Kobe White. Rocco is guarding Wendell Carter Jr. Yes. Oh, no. Derrick Jones Jr. falls. Zach Levine. Oh, good defense. That's good hands there on the perimeter. They saved Portland because Derrick Jones Jr. fell on the perimeter. See, here we go. 19 seconds left, 12 left on the shot clock. Derrick Jones Jr. Here comes a screen from Thaddeus Young. It's just a little bit. Okay, step back. Woo, Zach Levine. Zach Levine, ladies and gentlemen. The UCLA product. Zach Levine. When he first came into the league, he was just known as a dunker. He worked on his jump shot. His jump shot looks a lot better there for the Chicago Bulls. Look at that. A high pick and roll. So slight step back going to the left. He knocks it down. This is the second night he's knocked down a big jump shot. He knocked down a big jump shot the other night as well. Zach Levine is playing very well right now. He thought he got snubbed for an All-Star last year. He's playing very, very well there for Billy Donovan. And I knew Billy Donovan would go there. I would rather see Robert Covington guard Zach Levine. I would have rather see Rocco guard Zach Levine. But hey, I'm not the coach. I'm not Terry Stotts, but that's the matchup I had. And then you could have put Derrick Jones Jr. On Wendell Carter. But he knocks it down. And Derrick Jones Jr. is actually longer than Robert Covington, but I would have liked Robert Covington on him a bit more. Just matchup wise, just in my opinion. So Terry Stotts needs 4. He needs 4, and he's down by 4. How the Bulls are in the lead in this game, I don't know, guys. I really don't. That's crazy for me. So he puts Melo and Gary Trent Jr. on the floor, which is smart. You got Rocco, CJ McCollum, and Dame. So you got all shooters on the floor there for Terry Stotts. Let's see how Billy D matches up. Each team with 1 timeout. Both teams are in the penalty. It's 10.7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Rocco is inbounding. Otto Porter Jr. is on him. CJ gets it. Too much time ran off. It should be about 8.3 or 8.4 left. But they're going to leave the clock as is. Dame is talking to the refs. He thought he got fouled there, trying to get the ball. Get a quick 2, take it. Dame shoots a 3. Oh, Dame hits it. Dame hits the 3 with 5.7 seconds left. Portland is down by 1. Oh, CJ McCollum fouls Kobe White. Woo, that's a big shot there from Dame. Real big shot. Kobe White needs to hit both of these free throws. Big shot from Dame. That's a big shot. You got to guard him out there. Good play call. He took 1 step. He caught the ball, took 1 step back, and hit the shot. Kobe White hits the first of 2 free throws. Gary Trent Jr. comes off. I wonder why he subbed him out. Rebounding? I'm thinking rebounding. Kobe White hits both free throws. So now Portland is down by 3. Where do you go here? This time you need a 3. You could have got a quick 2 there, but they drew up a play and got a quick 3. That's a good pass by Rocco. Dame takes 1 step back, and bang, he hits the shot. 4.7 seconds left. You don't have time to get a quick 2 and a foul, so you need a 3-point shot here. We'll see where Terry Stotts goes. It's going to be either Dame or CJ. Oh, I bit my tongue there. It's going to either be Dame or CJ. If Melo's in, Gary Trent Jr. is in, which I think they'll all be in, he'll put all 5 of those shooters out there on the floor. And then Billy Donovan's going to have to match up with that. So he's going to put 5 guys that can guard the perimeter out on the floor. So Billy Donovan probably will come out with Wendell Carter, Otto Porter Jr., Kobe White, Zach Levine, and probably Thaddeus Young. He'll probably stick with that lineup. Thaddeus Young would just match up with Melo. Wendell Carter would match up with Rocco. Otto Porter would match up with Gary Trent Jr. And then Zach Levine match up with Dame, and Kobe White with CJ. So he can leave that 5 on the floor. That'll be fine for him. While we're on commercial break, before I started the stream, I should have shouted out the Unwrapped Sports Network and the store. So, and then my bookie and then RX Hemp. So let's get it started. Check out. Oh, the game came back on, and I'll do that. I'll pay bills in a minute. Here we go. Robert Covington has it. Melo fadeaway 3. Oh, I thought he hit it. 1 second left here in the fourth quarter. Looks like Chicago's going to come out of here with a win. Looks like Chicago, unless something crazy happens, looks like Chicago's going to come out here with a win. All right, let me shout out the shops first and everything and pay some bills. Check out our shop at teespring.com/store/unwrapped. Get all your unwrapped gear there. I have some unwrapped gear for ladies first on there, so check out that. Also, that's a good shot from Mello. That's a good shot. He was just short. Also, if you like to gamble, mybookie.ag, use the code USN100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Sore achy muscles, rxhemp.com. Use the code RXHemp/USN. Get 10% off of your order. I got that out the way. That's what I usually do first before I start my streams, but the game was on and I wanted to talk about the game live. So Melo was short on the three. It looks like it'd be 1.7 seconds left. I don't think that's enough time unless they get a steal. Get a steal and a score really, really quick. And I mean really, really quick. It has to be extremely quick. Let's see if they can do that. They didn't put the 0.7 back on there, so they left 1 second on the clock. I thought it was going to be 1.7, but it's just 1 second left on the clock. They need a steal here. A foul does them no good because there's just not enough time. And Portland cannot advance the ball because they have no timeouts left. So all you got to do is get the ball in, and Kobe White is quick, and game is over. Portland loses to Chicago 111-108. Portland had a double-digit lead in this game. They led mostly the whole game, and Chicago in the fourth quarter kind of took over. Kobe White had 21, Otto Porter Jr. 19, Zach Levine 18, Garrett Temple 14. The rookie Patrick Williams out of Florida State had 14. McCollum with 26, Lillard with 24, Covington with 14, Gary Trent Jr. with 13, and Carmelo Anthony with 12. That's a tough loss for Portland. They just could not finish at the rim tonight. Very, very tough loss. I watched this whole game. They're showing highlights of Memphis and the Lakers. LeBron hit some key shots down the stretch there for the Lakers. And the Lakers just look hard to beat. They look hard to beat. All right, guys, we're going to get into this recap. The first game I watched tonight was, of course, Utah and Brooklyn. I caught the first half of that game. Let's look at some stats from that Utah-Brooklyn game. Jared Allen gave Rudy Gobert, the $205 million man, all the work he could handle. And that made me happy to see that. Let's look at the stats from the Utah game. Let's look at the box score. All right. Utah just didn't play well at all. Donovan Mitchell had 31. Rudy Gobert had 10 and 11. Royce O'Neal had 10. Jordan Clarkson had 12 off the bench. So they just didn't play well as a team. Let's look at the Nets. Jared Allen had 19 points, 18 rebounds. Kyrie had 29. He got busy in the first quarter, guys. Karis LeVert, most improved candidate, sixth man of the year candidate, had 24. Joe Harrison started tonight. He had 10. So Kevin Durant is out for COVID protocol, safety protocol, so he didn't play tonight. DeAndre Jordan came off the bench, had 9 minutes, had 5 points and 4 rebounds. So the Nets, it was a blowout. They led Utah 35-14 at the end of the first. Utah got the second quarter 30-28. Out of halftime, Brooklyn got the third quarter 35-29. And then the fourth quarter, Brooklyn got that 32-23. The key thing that stuck out to me in this game was Jared Allen. And I honestly believe, I'm a huge DeAndre Jordan fan. I think Jared Allen should start, but I kind of understand why Steve Nash is doing it the way that he's doing it. But I would rather see Jared Allen start because these kind of numbers that Jared Allen gave you tonight, he could do that consistently. He might not give you 18 rebounds a night like Andre Drummond does, but he can get you 10 to 15 rebounds a game easily, and easily 5 or 6 blocks a game, in my opinion, because he's so good at the rim. So good at the rim. How many blocks did he have tonight? Only had 2 blocks tonight. So he could easily get you 2 or 3 blocks a night. I went kind of drastic when I said 5 or 6, but 2 or 3 blocks a night. As a team, they had 4 blocks is a team. So, he does his work very strategically. He knows his role in this Nets team, and I really like that. But they blew out Utah tonight. The second game I watched tonight was the Lakers in Memphis. I got to see the Lakers in Memphis play. Let's look at the box score. LeBron hit key shots down the stretch. LA lost the first quarter 24-19. They won the second quarter 26-25. Won the third quarter 22-19. Won the fourth quarter 27-24. AD 26-10. LeBron 26-11. Shooter had 12-6. Montrezl Harrell had 9. Markieff Morris had 5. Wes Matthews 4. And THT has 4, but he got dunked on by Milton tonight. Brandon Clark had 12. Slow-Mo had 10. Valanciunas had 13. Dylan Brooks had 13. Dieng had 13. So they have some balanced scoring. But without Ja Morant, without JJJ, it's hard. It's very difficult for them to find scoring. So they have to kind of find the defense to lead to offense. And NBA TV just showed the highlight of Milton dunking on THT and then Schroeder going down and finding Anthony Davis in the corner. That pick and roll with Anthony Davis and Schroeder, Anthony Davis and LeBron is deadly. It's hard to stop. And LeBron hits that tough fadeaway jumper there to kind of put the icing on the cake for the Lakers. They almost gave this game up. They only won by 2. Memphis scored a bucket late. Dylan Brooks hit that corner 3 late and cut the lead to 2 with 1.2 seconds left. But just like in the Portland game, it just wasn't enough time. Then I think they started the clock too soon with that game. But Ja Morant's still out with the ankle. We'll see when he gets back, but I hope he's healthy and whole when he gets back. But that was a good game. That was a really good game to watch. Memphis is now 2-5. The Lakers are 6-2, 4-0 away. Memphis is 0-4 at home. Also, let me give you the record for Utah and Brooklyn. Brooklyn is 4-4, 3-3 at home. Utah's 4-3 and 3-1 away. The next game, I didn't get to watch much of this game because I was doing a podcast and then I was watching the Bulls in Portland. But the Nuggets found a way to win. They are now 3-4, 2-3 at home. And the Timberwolves are now 1-3 away, 2-5 overall. Let's see. D'Angelo Russell had 33. Beasley had 15. Vanderbilt had 11. Anthony Edwards, the rookie, had 15. Number 1 overall pick. How do I say his last name? Hernan Gomez. I'll never say his name right, but he had 25 tonight. Of course, you guys know that Cat is out with that wrist injury. I'm not sure when he'll be back. Let's see. For the Nuggets, we had Jokic had 35 and 15. Barton had 20. So that makes a difference. Barton had 20. Jamal Murray only had 13. Paul Millsap had 10. Gary Harris had 10. Green had 17 off the bench. And looks like the Nuggets were struggling. When I was watching, they were showing little clips in and out. The Nuggets were struggling at first. And then they got their groove back in the fourth quarter, it looks like. So Denver lost the first quarter 34-22. Minnesota scored 43 points in the second quarter. Denver scored 28. Third quarter was tied 31-31. And then Denver found their groove in the fourth. They outscored. Denver won the first quarter 34-22. They got outplayed in the second quarter 43-28. Then it was tied in the third quarter 31-31. And then Denver found their groove again in the fourth quarter, winning that quarter 30-20. So they won their game 123-116. So Denver needs to find their groove. They're 3-4. Please find your groove, Denver Nuggets. I know you will. Jamal Murray has had an up and down season thus far. I think he'll get it going. Let's see. The next game I watched a little bit of the Spurs and the Clippers. Now, this game was a good game. The Spurs led double digits for most of the game, and then the Clippers came back from the hustle of Pat Beverly, from what I saw, and it was great. It was a great game. The Spurs are 3-4 now, 2-1 away. The Clippers are now 5-3 and 2-2 at home. This is a home game for the Clippers, by the way. Spurs won the first quarter 36-27, won the second quarter 27-17. Third quarter, the Clippers had a huge third quarter, 40-22 Clippers. And then the Spurs won the fourth quarter 31-29. The final score of that game was 116-113. Kawhi missed a three-pointer to send it into overtime. Let's look at some box scores. LaMarcus had 14, DeJounte Murray 21. Patty Mills had 27. He went 8 from 12 from the three-point line. Rudy Gay had 16. The rookie out of Florida State, Devin Vassell, had 12. Now, if you don't know, Derek White is out with a foot injury. DeMar DeRozan only had 6 points. Come on, DeMar DeRozan. But Derek White's out with a foot injury. I don't know the timetable on his return, but he's out with a foot injury, so they are missing his services. Let's look for the Clippers. Ibaka only had 3 points. He went 1 for 7. Ouch. Nick Batum had 21. Kawhi Leonard had 30. There was no Paul George tonight. Left ankle soreness. Pat Beverly had 20. Wow. And Luke Kennard, the $64 million man, had 9. Lou Williams had 15 off the bench. That's pretty much it. Reggie Jackson had 8. But they got a double-double from Kawhi. They got 20 from Pat Beverly, but Serge Ibaka only gave you 3 points. Serge, you cannot just give me 3 points. Luke Kennard, $64 million. You should at least be averaging 15 points a game. He shot 10 shots. Pat Beverly shot 10 shots and got 20. So Pat Beverly went 7 for 10. He went 3 from 6. He went 6 from 9 from the three-point line. Luke Kennard went 3 for 10, 1 from 5 from three-point line. Ouch. Kawhi Leonard had 30 on 22 shots. He was 13 of 22, which isn't bad. It's over 50%. 3 from the free throw line. Let's see. And also Marcus Morris is out as well. So you're missing Marcus Morris, you were missing Paul George, and you still almost won that game. Spurs played a very, very good game. I talked about the Chicago and Portland game. I don't know how Portland lost that game. I don't know how Chicago won that game. But I talked about that game before, so I won't recap that. We'll look at tomorrow's action because I'm going to recap that as well. Let's see. Tomorrow's action, we got... Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. We got Rockets Pacers. We got Cavs Magic. That's going to be a good game. Wizards 76ers. Yeah. Hornets Hawks. Celtics Heat. That'll be on ESPN. Jazz and the Knicks. Same record, 4-3 and 4-3. Pistons Bucks. Thunder Pelicans. I'll have to watch that game. Raptors Suns. Clippers Warriors. That'll be on ESPN. The Warriors on the winning streak, guys. Steph is back. He heard your comments. Too bad the Jazz didn't play tonight. They played tonight. They didn't play tonight. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And then the Bulls have a back-to-back. They're playing Sacramento. Sacramento's coming off a loss last night to the Warriors. So that's tomorrow's action, guys. I'll be recapping all of those games. Hopefully I have some guests with me, but it's going to be another late night, of course, because the last game ends at 9 Central. So that Kings Bulls game and then the Clippers Warriors game as well. That's on ESPN. So it's ESPN Wednesday tomorrow. Cavs Magic both make the top 8 in the East, or only one or the other. That's a hot take. The way the Cavs are playing right now is it could happen. It can happen. And then with the Magic aren't playing bad either, but they're on a little losing streak. Um, I think probably when in February, these teams will come back down to their senses, honestly. Like some of these teams are going to come back down to reality. And then you're going to see some of these teams take off. Right now, the Utah Jazz and the Nets highlights are coming on. And I'm sorry to say this, but it's just showing Jared Allen abusing Rudy Gobert tonight. And they're showing Jazz highlights. I don't understand. You get beat by 30 plus and they're showing Jazz highlights. Donovan Mitchell did have a 30-point game though. And Kyrie was Kyrie. And Brooklyn just ran away with this game. Karis LeVert had a really good game. Step back three there, bang. Karis LeVert hits it. Ooh, hesitation. Ooh, nice hezzy, Karis. He did that on Mike Conley. Joe Harris, who didn't start tonight. There was no Kevin Durant tonight for the Nets. 130 to 96, yes. Highlights. Is it Donovan? Yeah, it's just Donovan. That's the problem. It's the Superstar League. Absolutely. And the thing about it is, if the Lakers lose, they're going to show LeBron and 80 highlights. Then they'll show a little sprinkle of the team winning. But the team that actually won the game, they'll show a little sprinkle of their highlights. But they're going to mainly show LeBron and 80 highlights. And that's just what it is. Yeah, Kyrie went dumb in the first quarter. He had 18. He was 7 for 7 from the field. He was 3 from 3 from the 3-point line. So yeah, they were hungry. They were. And I think, like I said, I think that eventually all these teams come back down to reality and you'll see the teams start to separate themselves. The league has a small problem, but it is what it is. It is. I mean, it is. Like you can show Jazz. I don't mind them showing Jazz highlights. Like I don't mind that. But when your team gets blown out by 34, it's bad. It's really bad. But you have to show Jazz highlights. Like you have to show the good things they did. You know what I mean? But it seems like when certain players, like when LeBron loses, they'll show LeBron 80 highlights and they'll show a sprinkle of whoever won's highlights. It's like it doesn't show the consumer who won the game. It just shows that Eddie and LeBron were playing in the game, but they didn't necessarily win, which, is an issue. But like you said, it is what it is. I watch it. That's why I don't really watch highlight shows or watch SportsCenter. I don't watch any of that because if I watch the game, I know what happened. I know LeBron hit this shot. I know such and such hit this shot. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not too big on highlights anymore. I don't watch halftime shows or any of that because it's such, how do I say this? It's so one-sided now. You know what I mean? And if there's a superstar in the game, they'll show the superstars highlights, but they won't show them getting blown out, and that's not fair. So that's it for my recap show, guys. It's not going to be long. These recap shows aren't going to be long, especially if I have to do it solo. It's really not going to be that long because I have to go to bed. I have an early morning tomorrow, and I'll be back on here tomorrow to talk some more basketball. Hopefully, I'll have some people with me to talk basketball from the Unwrapped Sports Network. But thank you guys in the chat for keeping me entertained and also talking with me late tonight. It is past midnight. Yeah, it's time for me to go to bed. It is past midnight for me. Oh, Anthony Edwards, get up with the left hand. The Joker made a business decision on that one. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow to talk more NBA hoops, talk more basketball with you guys. You guys can come back in the chat and talk. There'll probably be more people on here tomorrow. Tonight, I got a couple of texts that said, man, I'm sleepy. I'm tired. I'm going to try to stay up late and do these recaps for you guys as much as possible. We're going to get some X's and O's breakdowns as well. We're going to have a lot coming from the hoops department at the Unwrapped Sports Network. But every night you're going to get content. It's going to be no longer than an hour because I don't want to stay up late and keep people on the East Coast up late because on the East Coast, it's about 1 a.m. right now. I'm Central and it's almost 12:15. So I have to get up in 5 hours. So that just tells you everything you need to know. Okay, sleep is more important. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, but I do have an early morning workout tomorrow. So that kind of helps me a little bit, but I want to be energized for my early morning workout, if that makes sense, and things like that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. And this was just the NBA recap presented by the Unwrapped Sports Network and Hoops Unwrapped. Look at the scroller down below and check out all those great things that we're doing. Helps pays bills. Um, get your unwrapped gear, do some bedding, and also get you some CBD cream for those sore, achy muscles. It's getting cold outside. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.